Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, hey, why not just confuse your family members by calling them the opposite gender and see what happens, just like you can with the like button. Tell the like button it's the dislike button and don't change anything about it. Yeah, that's right, you heard it here first, folks. Hi, I'm Reno Rumi and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I do a bunch of random content, streams when I can. And this is a storytime video about how people keep getting me confused as a girl. Now, this is a bit of a longer video because this has happened at least 4 times. Some minor, some more major. There's 2 in particular that really stick with me, I guess you could say. Mostly because people are kind of weird, but nonetheless, they're still... yeah, it's happened. There's a reason I look like this. No, I was not born a girl. I was transformed into one. I was transformed into one. Anywho, yeah, so the first time I was ever accused of being a girl, and this is the very minor. We start from the minor, we go to the major, okay? This kind of give you a taste, you know, just a little of what's going on here, what's going on, you know, let you understand where I'm coming from. So, back when I was a little toddler, I was a little baby, a little Bobby, my mom dressed me in all blue. And here's the thing, and I've looked at the baby pictures comparing my mother to me. Yeah, no, I looked like a girl. It's kind of obvious. Face structure, I looked like my mother. It was crazy. But my mother described it as there was this one lady that she remembered, and she's this older colored lady. She came up and she goes, "Oh, what a cute little girl you got there." My mother goes, "Ah, that's my firstborn son. Isn't he cute?" And she goes, "Oh, that's a boy." And she's like, "Yep, that's a boy. He's dressed in blue." She just goes, "Oh, I thought that was a girl." So that's the first one, right? Yeah, everybody gets one. Now we step up the ladder. You know, we'll step up the ladder. So years later, my second job. Now these 2 incidences. This first one's a bit weird, and then the second one's the one that I thought was extremely weird. But here it goes. So at the time, I was about, I want to say 18, 17, somewhere around in there. And you know, I stocked groceries for the longest time. I'm not supposed to be carrying out groceries at this point. You know, it's a good thing to do. You're helping older people and whatnot, but I wasn't supposed to be doing it. Mostly because I was a mostly because I was a dairy manager and I was supposed to be in the dairy. So I get up, you know, I'm helping, I have to go up there. I help this older couple that have like a 40-something-year-old daughter. You know how it is. The 40-year-old daughter's taking care of her like really decrepit, like like mother and father. Not a big deal, understandable. And they're like, "Oh, we need you to carry out." It's like, okay, and they call me by my name. I'm not gonna reveal my name, but they're like, "Yo, Ren, we need you to carry this out." And it's like, okay, yeah, no problem. And at the time, like, I had a stubble and everything. Like, I didn't have long hair or anything. Relatively short, you know, relatively cut. And I take the groceries out, you know, I'm putting it in their little van they have going. And the old man and the old lady look at me and go, "Oh, thank you, dear. You're so sweet. Oh, what a nice young lady." And I just look at them like, what? Huh? And I look at the daughter and she's like, "Oh, thank you, young lady. Have a nice day." And I'm like, bruh. I'm a guy. And they looked at me like, "Have a nice day, ma'am." And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm a guy. Why are you, wait, what do I have to do? Pull my penis out and show you? Anyway, weirdness aside, that's not as weird as the next one, which is one of the major offenses. And this is one of the ones that really broke me in my years of working at this in particular grocery store. I gotta remember all the stories I have from there because that place was horrible. This is from the same grocery video as last time, from where my boss like pushed me up against shit. Anyway, so there was this time, it was late at night, and, well, not really late at night, but we were getting ready to close. It's about like 7:30ish. We closed at 9. We're getting ready. I'm stocking some stuff on the shelves, and not a big deal, right? You know, I'm just putting stuff out. And we had like these little buggies that the kids could use, so they could like push around the buggies with their parents. It's real cute, whatever. Not a big deal, not my problem, you know. It's less of a mess I had to clean up with. They're not allowed to leave the store with them, even though they tried. So there's this little girl following behind her mother, and I'm putting out like stuff. I think it was coffee. I think I was putting out coffee, like the big coffee things. So I go to put out the coffee. And this little girl nonchalantly is following behind her mom. Her mom comes out. She calls her name, like, hey, come on. And she turns around and looks at me. And I look back at her. I'm like, can I help you with anything, ma'am? And she goes, are you a girl? And I'm like, yeah, no. And she goes, huh, that's weird. And I just froze there, like, what? What? And it makes no sense. I'm clearly a guy. And at this time, I had like full on like facial hair growing in on the bottom of my chin, and so I was really, really confused. Man, it's weird how I'm a girl now, but you know, it happens. So, the final story I have is way back when I started Monster Hunters. Now, for those who know this story in my close friend group, know I talk about this, and it's a cautionary tale. This was before I had my license. This was like when I was 15 to 14, and I was playing Monster Hunters Try on the Wii. With the little Wiimote, swinging a switch axe, and I loved the game. Anybody who knows me from my other channel knows that I absolutely am obsessed with Monster Hunters. And I don't know if I'm going to play any Sunbreak when it comes out on here, because I normally tend to not stream or record any of it because it's normally really buggy with Monster Hunters. But anywho, this is like the game that got me into it. And there was a group that we hunted with, me in particular. And there was a guy, and I'm gonna say it. His name was Demos. I don't know his actual name. I used the name Ice, I think. Straight up calling us both out here. And he thought that my character was a girl. Now, listen, I am terrible at texting people, as I didn't have a phone until like I was almost like right after this, essentially. So, and like my phone usage was very limited. Not to mention like typing to people and doing normal kids shit when it comes to phones. I'm not good at it. I mean, I'm 27 now, and I still am extremely horrible at anything when it comes to that. We're lucky I can even make a thumbnail for half of this stuff now. That's really sad. Anyway, so Demos and I were good friends, I would say. You know, we hunt monsters, and that's all I thought it was. You know, I was hunting monsters. I was having a good time. Our friend group, I can't remember the other two guys' name. I only remember Demos because after this, like, I quit playing for a solid, like, year and a half, and when I came back, everybody was gone except, like, maybe one guy who said, oh, yeah, he left. But, yeah, no, I don't remember exactly where he is. I'm not going to out the guy, but he, as it went on, you know, he was getting more flirtatious with me, and at the time, I was a dense, like, 14 to 15-year-old. I didn't know he was flirting with me for the longest time, until, like, one of my friends came over, and I think it was my friend Nick, and he goes, hey, bro, that guy's, like, hitting on you. And I'm like, what? No, he's not. We're just hunting monsters. He goes, nah, dude, he's like, what the fuck? That's weird, dude, that gay. And I looked at him like, what? I'm just playing a game. I thought we were just hunting monsters. And yeah, no, looking back on it now as a 27-year-old, it was fucking weird. I like have you ever watched the Densest Warrior animation guy? That was me. Dense. I didn't understand the situation, and it made me feel bad because as the messages got on, like as I continued to play, I became more aware of this because my friend brought it up. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just make it seem like, you know, like I'm not a girl. So it's like, you know, I tried to make it obvious, and I even made it like obvious, like, okay, well, maybe if I can just tell this person, like, hey, I'm in a relationship. So I tried that angle, right? Because I wanted to hunt with the guy. The guy was fun to hunt with. I also didn't want to like completely discourage him. It's like, yeah, no, I'm in a relationship, you know. And then the guy pretty much goes out of his way to be like, I'm dropping everything. Now, mind you, never do this, okay, with people on the internet. Especially when you're somebody like me. I was dense. I didn't understand at the time. And when I did know, it was like way too late to try to back out of anything. So I tried to make it not bad by trying to like let him down gently. So as a guy, it was really awkward trying to let down another guy. And he had a wife and shit, and it made it even more awkward because it's like, bro, one, I'm young, that's kind of weird. Two, can you not? And I was like, dude, you need to like straighten your stuff out. I'm not coming back. Okay, like I told him, I was like, I'm not gonna get back on here. You clearly have stuff to work out. You're my friend. I see you as a friend. Like, you're like a brother. You know, we hunt monsters together, and that's that. Like, that's all it is. It's not that deep. You're making it way too deep. And some of the other guys knew that too. And they kind of could tell that I was dense, and they knew I was young because I'd already had, like, several friends on there. But, like, he was just really weird about it. And almost kind of, like, hyper... like, you hear stories about, like, toxic, like, boyfriends, right? It kind of got to that level, but it was real sad. It's like, looking back on it, it's like, what was so bad in his actual, like, day-to-day life to make him, one, want to pursue someone who was younger than him? Because I was definitely younger than him, and I made that very obvious. I was, like, almost, like, a good, almost 7 to 8 years younger than him. That's how bad it was. And luckily, since he lived way off in a different area, I've never had to worry about him. But if you're ever watching this, Demos, I hope that you and your wife got everything patched up. And understand that I was just a kid at the time, and I was trying to let you down gently, and not try to get anything out of you. I just wanted to hunt monsters together. Why does everybody have to blow things out of proportion? I just want to hunt monsters. It's really sad. But yeah. I'm not a girl. I mean, I am a girl now, looking at myself. But, yeah, no. Point being, everybody's not who they say they are on the internet. People need to be more aware of it. And if it's a younger person and you're freaking out about, like, just telling them that you're a younger person, you need to tell them you're a younger person, because that makes a whole world of a difference. And it's not like everybody didn't know how old I was in this group, because they did. And that's what makes a bit of a difference. My mother always told me, hey, you're playing online, you make sure you tell them how old you are, so that way they'll back the fuck off. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And not to mention, my mother was like, okay, well, you stay off of that Facebook now. And I was like, okay, Mom, sure. My mom hates the internet. And then she got addicted to Facebook. It's funny how that works that way. Anyway, guys, if you're new here, make sure that you tell the like button to be a dislike button and just really confuse it. If you want to comment down below, please do. Hey, if you're new here and you want to stick around, hey, why not subscribe? Yeah, so this was my most awkward moment. This is my most awkward story that's really hard to tell to friends, but it's a cautionary tale. Be careful about who you talk with on the internet, no matter how old you are, because boy oh boy, it can be awkward when you get older. Anyway, goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the video.